Hi, everybody. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about vocabulary and some strategies that I'm going to have you use on our vocabulary tests, which we're going to be actually starting this week. We will have probably 4 different vocabulary tests, maybe more than that, throughout the rest of the year. And so I wanted to just ground you in some strategies to use that are helpful. Helpful not only for my class, but for other classes, and of course for your ACT, all sorts of other things where you're going to be using vocabulary. And so, first of all, in this reading, we're not going to read the whole thing, but I do want you to be looking at it. I'm also going to have you do a bit of an ed puzzle on it, so you do need to listen and read. First of all, the word context, it's right at the very top here. The context of a word is the printed text of which that word is part. To put that a simpler way, the context of a word is what's around it. What sorts of clues are you getting from the immediate or adjoining sentence, the one that's preceding it, what's the paragraph about, all of those types of things. I am going to be using the word context quite a lot in the next couple of years, especially when we're writing papers. I will be asking you to include a contextual lead-in to any sort of cited material or quotes that you use in your papers. And what I mean by that is to set the scene. What is going on around that quote that you're about to use, and as it relates to vocabulary, what is going on around that word. So that's what context means. Anyway, they give you some ideas for finding clues to its meaning. They talk about adjoining sentences or even charts and graphs and photographs. Anyway, so vocabulary, there's lots of different types of context clues that you will find to help you with vocabulary in all of your classes. Oftentimes in textbooks, they use something called a restatement clue. And a restatement clue consists basically of a synonym or a short definition right after the word. And so they give you a little bit of an example. Faithfully reading a weekly news magazine not only broadens my knowledge of current events and world or national affairs, but also, so you look at the word broadens, and broadens, curtails, enhances, permeates, mitigates. It enhances your understanding. So there's a restatement clue where they're giving you a definition. The next one is a contrast clue, and a contrast clue is the opposite. They say not this, but this, and so it consists of an antonym. Looking at those words, synonym up here, synonym equals same, antonym equals anti or opposite. So contrast clue. And then another one is an inference clue that you just imply it. You have to put 2 and 2 together a little bit, but you just sort of get it from reading the sentence. And so I want you to think about things that are not directly stated, and make sure that you can see inference clues if they are there. The second and third pages are all just simply a review of prefixes, suffixes, roots, and bases. And this is a list that I would study a little bit and just review. You know a lot of this, but honestly, this is a huge thing. If you don't know things like d or dis or what the endings of a word mean, I want you to really go through this. Also, we have base or roots of words, and I'd like you to read through that as well. Then what we're going to be doing is reading passages. The vocabulary program that I'm going to have you do has like a passage that uses several of the words in it. I want you to read that. And then we're going to be looking at the different types of questions. First of all, main idea questions. Hey, guess what we've been working on? So main idea questions ask, what is the passage about as a whole? Detail questions ask specifics. Vocabulary in context questions are there to check your ability to use the context around the word and identify the word's meaning. And then inference questions. It can be inferred from the passage that what. So these are just good things to read. Questions about tone and author's technique are typical test questions, and then some strategies for reading and trying to figure out vocabulary words and things like that. So I would love it if you would read this through and just see what it has to say. You can skim, that's fine, but this is just a good introduction to some of the vocabulary strategies and things that we will be using over the next couple of years.